Animals in nature usually fast without drinking water. Why? They're eating their natural diet. They're starting out hydrated. Okay? They're not eating food where the water's been cooked out of the food. Every animal on the planet is eating a diet that's very high in water. Think about it. Animals eat plants primarily, right? Leaves, roots, shoots, fruits. How about termites that eat trees, eat wood? Anybody ever cut down a tree to make lumber? What did you do after you cut it down? Wait. For what? For it to dry out. Because it's sopping wet. Okay? Have you ever seen maple syrup being made? You stick a little tap, a little metal, into a maple tree, and what happens is sap runs out. Is that maple syrup? No, it's mostly water. You have to boil it down to boil off all the water, so what's left is the sugar. Maple, the sap running out of the tree, it's sweet, but it's not real sweet, it's mostly water. The tree's full of water. The termites eating mostly water. How about a carnivore? Are there wolves in Israel? Foxes? Are there foxes everywhere? Is anywhere from a place where there's no foxes?
Yeah.
No foxes in the Bahamas?
Very little of anything, any animal.
Okay. So, for those of you that, most of you probably know what happens. But a fox, let's say, takes a rabbit, right? Finds a rabbit. What's the first thing it does? Anyone know? How does it kill the rabbit usually? Bites through the jugular vein. Okay, the jugular vein is it's the artery actually that supplies the brain with blood. Okay, major blood flow. I mean, our brain is a relatively small part of our body in terms of geography, in terms of size, but it gets 35% of the body's blood flow. It's a lot of blood going up there. Okay, you bite through that vein, and guess what? You open up the tap. So what carnivores do is they bite through the jugular vein, and then they drink all the blood. 92% water. Then they tear the animal open, eat the water-rich internal organs. Then they eat the muscle meat, and they don't cook all the water out of it first. Most people take the muscle only and cook a lot of the water out of it, and then put it between two dry pieces of bread with a beer or a cup of coffee or a soda, all of which are diuretics, which take water out of the system. Okay, how many people here come from a place where people routinely take dry cereal in the morning and put milk? How much water does that have? 0. How about bread? Oh, maybe 2% or something. It's, people are eating dry food. Now, how many of you have ever eaten a meal of just bananas? Ever had just bananas? You feel thirsty? A lot of people do. But bananas are almost 75%, like 73, 74% water. Most of the food humans eat is nowhere close to that much water. And even with bananas, you have to add water because it's taking water from your body. My estimate is that we need roughly 80% water in our food to move that food through our system. So apples and pears and grapes are giving us precious little water. We're not hydrating much by eating those things because they're only around 80 to 82% water. This is why I recommend eating things like papayas, melons, pineapples, mangoes, primarily citrus, because these foods are all around 90% water or more. Mango's a little lower. All the rest around 90%. Think about that. If you've got something that's, let's say, 82% water, how much water is available to your body? Around 2%. 80% just to get it through the system. If you've got something that's 92% water, how much water is available to your body? Around 12%. 6 times more water. People think, oh, it's just a little bit more water. No, it's a lot more water that's available to your body. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay? So you're going to get hydrated by focusing on those things, not by focusing on eating bananas, okay? Or mame sapote, or durian, or jackfruit. You just came from a place where you ate a lot of durian, and you said to me, I'm feeling it, right? Anyone else had the experience of eating durian several days in a row? It's taking water from your body. Okay? I love it. It's amazing. I'll never stop eating it, but I wouldn't want to live on it for the rest of my life. If I had to choose one thing to live on for the rest of my life, it'd probably be watermelon. Okay, my next choice would probably be papaya. I love them, and they're high in water. So if I only had one thing, those are things that are going to support me in feeling amazing. Now, hopefully, I'm never going to have to live on one thing. Okay? All right? So animals in nature typically don't need to drink water when they fast because they're hydrated when they start. Does this make sense to everyone?